Double Take Sports Talk. What we got on the menu today? Is it difficult? Nah. We got the Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we had Double Take Sports Court, and then we have Quiz-mania answer, and then the final thoughts. Shouldn't be that difficult. And if you don't believe us, check it out. It's coming up next.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, this is the Double Take Sports Talk show with the Watch Brothers. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Darrell and Darren Watts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darren Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to our podcast. D Watts, what's happening? What is happening?
Dehydrated is what's happening, Bill.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, we all get them moments. I miss my Gatorade.
I missed my Powerade. I was so happy when I got it. Man.
Bet you was.
I was happy when I got my 3 cheese kale bake. Delicious.
Yeah, that stuff is awesome, man. That's some good stuff.
Wanted to make my own. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
I was going to say, what's the challenge about it?
Okay, give it a shot. See what happens.
Impressive.
All right, so we got the Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we'll have Double Take Sports Court, where we have different variety of topics to talk about. Then we'll have our Quiz-mania answer, and then we'll have the final thoughts of our podcast. Darrell Watts, are you ready?
Sir, let's do this, man.
Let's do it. Quiz-mania question of the day. Darrell, when you're good, ready, what's yours?
All righty. Here's Quiz-mania today. I just happened to see that there's a very interesting, analysis on TNT Sports. So I scooped up this question. Who would you like to see as an NBA coach?
Oh, gosh. These choices probably are whack, too. Gone!
Reggie Miller. Chris Webber. Kenny Smith. Shaq. Or Charles Barkley.
Okay.
Yeah, them are the 5 that, like I said, they have the interesting analysis. I thought I'd scoop up that question and see who would make a good NBA coach. If anybody watching this video and would like to participate in this, you can use any of our social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag Quiz-mania. And you text your answer. So until then, that's Quiz-mania. You'll hear from our answers. We'll hear our thoughts later on in this podcast. Double Take Sports Court. Darren, whenever you're getting ready, the floor is yours.
Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot to do something again.
You always do. No,
All right. So we're going to take a look at the previous night's games. We did this on audio podcast, but we did it very briefly, so we didn't have to thoroughly go through it. So we are about to thoroughly go through it right now. Let's start with the Saturday night game. Last Saturday night game. Last Sunday night's game, May 13th. Start with the game one of the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's start with them. LeBron James, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 blocks. You're kidding me.
I'm sorry.
This drives me nuts. J.R. Smith, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Kevin Love had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Kyle Korver had 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, and a block. George Hill had absolutely 5 points and zippos all across the line. Tristan Thompson had 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist. Who don't know this? Boston just dominated Cleveland. Just dominated them. Marcus Morris, 21 points, 10 rebounds, double-double. Al Horford, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks. I mean, really? Really?
Don't get Jalen Brown now.
Yeah, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block.
Shame.
Come on now. Let's be real here. Marcus Smart, coming out the bench, 24 minutes, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. Let's be real here. What's really going on here? What's really going on here? Boston's just a better team, in my personal opinion.
More there. I couldn't agree more.
And here's why. Look at this. That as much as 29 points. Are you kidding me? That's part of the reason. That's not even the whole reason. That's part of the reason. Here's the real reason right here. Take a look at this. Both teams committed 9 turnovers. Boston committed 17 personal fouls. Cleveland even out-rebounded Boston, but did not out-rebound them in the defensive category. Defense. Nor did they do it overall. They didn't do it overall. And then look at this. Poor shooting. Poor shooting for Cleveland, and Boston did over 50%. And now let's take a look at the theory was right from last Saturday we was talking about. Look at that. We talked about this.
Free throws.
If you want to win a game against Cleveland, you must hit your free throws unless you want to wear them down. And look like they did it all the way around. So,
absolutely, dear.
There you go.
Absolutely.
6 steals. 4 steals for Cleveland. But they distribute the ball so well, which allowed them to get better at this and that.
Yep.
Look at this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely sucko. Really? For 36% and then 15% from the 3-point line? You can't play like that against Brad Stevens' Boston Celtics. They without Kyrie Irving. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Oh, Jesus. Lordy.
Game 1, ladies and gentlemen, of the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won that game 108-83. Let's go to game 1 of the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Take a look at this. You had Andre Iguodala with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. Kevin Durant with 37 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block. Draymond Green, 5 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Klay Thompson with 28 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and Stephen Curry, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block. David West really didn't do nothing. 2 points, a rebound, and 2 assists.
I guess it doesn't too much matter to him, do it?
No kidding. Sean Livingston, I believe one of the greatest backup point guards in the game, 7 points, 5 rebounds.
Agreed.
He's to me. He makes me think of Mark Jackson when he played. He makes me think of Mark Jackson when he plays.
Yep, absolutely.
And then on Houston's side, James Harden with 41 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Chris Paul had 23 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Clint Capella with 12.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Trevor Ariza with 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. PJ Tucker had 1.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and steal, and a block. This game and this series is going to be a long series.
Oh, yeah.
A long series. Long series. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the matchups of both of these teams. Let's start right here. This game pretty much almost stayed close for the most part until Golden State ran with it. Until they ran away with it. And then going down the line here, let's take a look at this one. Let's stop right here. Number one, you cannot out-rebound Golden State and then expect to win the game. It just don't work like that. You cannot out-rebound Golden State. You have to win the game.
And they got 7 offensive rebounds. That's really inexcusable.
That was your second chance points.
Yeah.
But see, here's the problem. Golden State had 9 steals.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State shot better from the field all the way around, including free throws. Inexcusable. If you want to win against Golden State, you must do better in shooting, free throws, and being able to commit those type of turnovers. You cannot commit.
Absolutely.
That's a no-no.
Absolutely.
No, you can't do that. You got to be able to protect the paint better. You got to be able to protect the paint. You got to be able to stop Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson from behind the arc. You got to be able to stop them. Let them do what they want when they come into the paint. Let them have that. You can't let them have the 3-point line. You can't let them have that. Bear that in mind for game 1, for game 2. Let's go back to Cleveland and Boston for game 2 right quick. LeBron James got injured, but LeBron James did better with 42 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists, no steals, and a block, and they still lost that game. That tells you something. Kevin Love with 22 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 assists. Tristan Thompson with 8 points, 7 rebounds. J.R. Smith with Zippo, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. George Hill with 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. Your point guard, I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody say. Your point guard must be more productive than this crap right here. This got to go up. This got to go up.
What are we looking at?
This don't.
Hold up. What are we looking at?
George Hill.
Well, we still see Golden State and Houston Rockets.
No, they're not crap froze. You're froze there. Because I'm on the statistical standpoint from
well, I just seen your mouse move. So see, I see it moving. Yeah, the app is frozen because I still see Golden State and Houston.
Yeah, the app's frozen. Give me 1 second. Try this again.
Trust me, so do I.
Well, I just don't like the popping up
I know, right?
stuff out.
Ain't that the most frustrating piece of crap you have to deal with in your life?
Yes, it's very true. Game 2. Boston to Cleveland, correct?
Yes.
All right, now, do you see it well now? Once it comes up?
Yes.
All right, here we go again. Yes. Here we go again. Let's try this again. If you are a point guard, you must improve your numbers. You cannot play 33 minutes and put up these type of numbers. You just can't have 3 points. They got to go up. The rebounds don't matter. You can have those all you want. These assists, they must go up. Your defensive standpoint must go up as a point guard. Darrell, I know you can testify on that. You cannot have those type of numbers as a point guard. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that. And here's a theory that you have to have as a point guard when you're playing 33 minutes like that. Here's your problem. If you're not going to produce in scoring, at least produce in passing the ball. Point blank, period. If you're going to have 3 points, which is fine in 33 minutes, but let's have at least more assists than LeBron James. Let's go with 14. You should be at least having LeBron James' assist number or 14. That, to me, develops a big issue because when you have numbers like that, you should not be a starter, in my personal opinion. You should be a starter. If you're going to put up those type of numbers, you need to be producing from the bench. If you're going to produce that type of numbers, you should be within the last 2 minutes of the game or at the end of the half. Those are the type of that's what type of numbers these are, Darren. These are those type of numbers. You can't do that in 33 minutes, and you're exactly right. That cannot happen. That's not good.
35 minutes, had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Now, Marcus Smart came off the bench with 9 assists, excuse me. Everybody contribute on their behalf. Jalen
Absolutely.
23 points. Everybody contribute on their behalf. Everybody distribute the ball.
Mm-hmm.
One time. That's how Boston won. On my behalf. That's besides the point. That's one thing.
Here's another thing, and this is why I believe personally also that Boston is up 2-0. The Celtics are too athletic. Too athletic. Do me a favor, Darren, and I know you'd be circling anyway. Circle your offensive rebound.
Check.
Circle your turnovers. Them are the 2 main things I want to highlight real quick. This is why Boston is so athletic. Excuse me. If you're athletic enough to contribute to a team of 15 turnovers total, that means that y'all can spread the floor easily on defense. They're quick enough to catch up. They're quick enough to stand at guards. They're too athletic for it.
Now that you say athletic, there's another reason why they're so athletic. Look at this. You shoot 85% from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
They only shot 58%. They put Boston to the line far more times than expected because possibly fast break points. 24 assists. Steve,
attacking the basket. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although they dominated with 5, Boston didn't even dominate that much with 2. But look at
they
the
should have to. Yeah,
turnovers.
absolutely.
They had to commit 20 fouls, which led to this. Boston had 18, which led to that for Cleveland.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. They could commit 18 personal fouls, and if you shoot at 59% for the free throw line, you're not going to win this game. Dude, you're just not going to win.
No,
you're not going to win.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Last but not least, Golden State. Houston Rockets for game 2. I'm not even going to point out the statistical standpoint. I'm going to look at the matchup real quick. Now, I said for game 1, you must be able to shoot the free throws a lot better. They did better, but not better than Golden State.
Right.
They did better. But look at their assists. Both teams both distribute the ball fairly. But then I said, if you are going to be able to win this game, you must be able to do this. You are going to test Golden State. You must rebound the ball and win that battle. And they did just that all the way around. All the way around. They did it. Not to mentioning shooting a lot better from the field. 51%, 38% from the three-point line. Golden State with 45% and then 30% from the three-point line. You want to win against Golden State, you're going to have to play defense.
Absolutely. And that's what's being said. Golden State do not have paint protectors.
Nope.
They have good standard defense. Yeah, they have good defense, but they don't have a paint protector.
Yeah.
Attack that basket, get to the foul line. If you don't hit your fouls, if you don't get your free throws down, odds are it'll become a game.
Yeah.
It'll become a game. Point blank, period.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to we're gonna have this thing for me for quick Quiz-mania. I want to see how sharp Darrell is. I want him to think about this real quick before he answers this. Here we go. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
All right. During the 1998 season, I believe you would know this. I'm sorry, not the season. During the 1998 NBA playoffs, specifically the conference finals, there were at the time, Darrell, remember that. At the time, there were 6 players retired and currently playing at that time that was in the 1992 Dream Team. Who was those 6 players? Think about who was in the 1998 Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals that was still in the playoffs. Put those six players together. I'm sorry, semifinals. No, the conference finals. Let's help break this down. Who was in the Eastern Conference Finals in the 98 Eastern Conference? Who was in the playoffs? I mean, who was still playing?
Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
And the Indiana Pacers.
Who was on the West?
The West was the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep. Who was the other one?
And
I don't even think it was San Antonio.
No, it wasn't San Antonio.
It wasn't San Antonio.
I don't remember.
Now that I forgot who it was. But who was the other team? I do know who the other team was.
I forgot the other team too. I think it was.
Got the other team? You can't.
Yeah,
now that's illegal.
It is illegal because the Utah Jazz.
You got it. The other team was the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay. It sure was.
Yes, it was.
Choke. Yes, it was. Choke. Kobe Bryant, choke.
All right. Who was in the 1992 Dream Team that was in the Western and the Eastern Conference Finals at that time? 6 players. Formerly retired and currently playing at the time. Jordan, that's 1.
Jordan. Karl Malone.
That's 2.
John Stockton.
3.
I want to say
West is done. Now
okay.
Back on the East.
Okay. Let's see. Scottie Pippen.
4. 2 more. Can't believe you forgot these 2. You should have known these 2 right off the bat. You should have known the East right off the bat. I would have understood the West, but you should have known the East right off the bat.
Chris Mullin.
5.
And you really caught me off guard on this one. This one.
Remember, I said currently playing and retired.
That's how I feel a long time. Oh, no.
Come on, girl, just say it.
No, it's not him. I know that for a fact.
Who?
I was getting ready to say either Vince Carter or Dirk Nowitzki. It's not neither one of those. Who was it?
Oh, my goodness. I will shoot you. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. You don't know this last one?
No, I forgot the last one. Dude, you didn't give me time to prepare. You just threw it out there for me.
I'm surprised you didn't guess them off the bat. I thought you would have knew.
Hey, at least I got 5, 6 of them. Give me credit on that.
Yeah, but this 1-1 should have been the main one.
Patrick King?
No, Darrell. We're sticking with the 4 Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. Utah Jazz, Los Angeles Lakers, you're done with those. Focus back on the East with the Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers. You are missing somebody from the East. One person from the East, either Chicago or Indiana.
I thought I named it was Chris Mullin.
You only named 3. Just one more. Remember, currently playing at the time and or retired at that time.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time. At that time. Was retired, but was
Christian Laettner.
No. I mean, he was a part of the Dream Team, but no, he's not. He was not in the Eastern Conference, Eastern and the West.
That's okay.
It's one other person. This is a man that we consistently talk about on our.
I'm stumped. I really am, dear.
This player was retired, but was still on the court. He was on the sideline. He already had played with the one team with his entire career. This is a team. This is a person that played with the team that's in the playoffs right now, in the Eastern Conference. Right now.
Steve Kerr?
Nope. Not Steve Kerr. He was not with the Dream Team in '92. Nope.
Killing me, Smiles.
Darrell, the Boston Celtics is in the Huh?
You said okay, go ahead, keep going.
I'm saying that the Boston Celtics are in the playoffs right now. This player played with this team for his entire career that was on the sideline with this team.
Yeah, how did I forget that?
Yeah, how did you forget that?
Yeah, how did I forget?
Who is it?
Magic Johnson. I know it's not it. I know. Don't sit up there and get all crazy. I know. It's Larry Bird, man.
Larry Bird. Them are your 6 players that was in the 1992 Dream Team. That was in.
You know what? I did all that.
Oh, Lord. Right. Moving on. We're going to have this quick debate real quick. I pulled up this article because I was reading something. We'll get more into this. It'll probably be sometime next week or when it's close to. It'll probably be. It would either be Thursday's podcast in June or Saturday's podcast in June. We would definitely get into that. I'm not going to talk about that right then and there. I'm going to talk about something else with Michael Jordan. These are conspiracy theories of Michael Jordan, and there's 2 of them that I wanted to touch up on. And one of them we're going to do tonight, and the other we're going to do close to in June. Michael Jordan, do you agree or disagree with this conspiracy theory? Michael Jordan kept the free agents away from the Chicago Bulls. Do you agree with that?
Agree.
Why do you agree with that?
Because I think Jordan, in my personal opinion, called the shots on who he wanted. And he wasn't going to pick, in my personal opinion, he wasn't going to pick anybody pretty much for free agency unless he knew how the person's play style is. And if it adjusts to Phil Jackson's play style, boom. They would probably automatically would have got. That's just in my personal opinion. I agree with that theory of conspiracy.
So you believe that he turned away players like Tim Duncan, Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, and Eddie Jones?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Trust me, because if you.
So here's my question then. Why did he turn a player like Brian Williams away? Why did he not turn him away?
I believe it was for roster reasons.
He played a lot of minutes. He played a lot of minutes in the 97 playoffs. He played a lot of minutes. A ton of them. Roster
reasons. He came on late in the season?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he came on late in the season and they needed the roster fit. And that's why I believe that happened. Because if it was I believe that if there was somebody else that he could have picked, it wouldn't have been nobody from free agency. That could have waited to the offseason. But since they needed more roster to fill the bench, that's why I think he came into the picture. Personally.
See, there's nothing to prove any of this to me.
No, it isn't.
Anything to actually prove. Now, there is one thing that's proven, and that's that Michael Jordan do not like Jerry Krause. That's very proven.
Yes, that's very proven, yeah.
No secret. That was absolutely just no secret, but
no doubt.
It was I was just curious to see your thoughts on that. I don't think that Jordan did anything to get involved with free agency. I don't think so. If that was the case. Somebody like Brian Williams, that used to play with the Denver Nuggets, that actually was a phenomenal center.
Yes, he was. But let me ask you this. If you actually don't believe that, why do you think Scottie Pippen was so jealous of Jordan?
Why would he be jealous of Scottie? Why would Scottie Pippen be jealous of Michael Jordan?
Scottie Pippen, when Jordan had retired, Pippen was supposed to be the next man up as the team leader when Jordan retired. But there has been a lot of issues between Pippen and Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was just trying to see what fits in. Now, who took most of the clutch shots during that season when Jordan retired? Kukoc. Not Pippen. Kukoc. Tony Kukoc took majority of the clutch shots. When Jordan was playing, he took clutch shots. If Jordan felt that he shouldn't take clutch shots because he felt he was going to be double teamed, he went to Kerr.
Phil Jackson called those shots. But I don't think it had anything to do with Jordan. Phil Jackson.
What I'm saying is that Phil Jackson did call the shots. Scottie Pippen wanted to be the team leader because when Phil Jackson would drop a play, Pippen expect Phil Jackson to say, "Hey, Scottie, this is your shot and I want you to take it." Now, he called Kukoc for it. That's why I believe personally that Pippen was jealous of Jordan.
Well, Pippen had his clutch moments, but it just wasn't in close crunch time as Tony Kukoc or Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen had his moments where he did have clutch shots, but it wasn't as close in time to the ending of the game as Jordan and Tony Kukoc was when Jordan had allegedly retired. I just believe that I don't believe Scottie Pippen was jealous.
Yeah, buddy boy. Yes, he was.
Because like I said, Scottie Pippen had his moments. Scottie Pippen had clutch moments. It was shown.
And he jacked him up. He probably screwed him up or whatever, but
not in the NBA Finals in '97. He did not. Matter of fact,
okay. Let me ask you a question.
Do that then. Scottie
Pippen
let
me ask you.
The clutch shots, the 3-point shot.
Okay, let me ask you.
The one that 98 with the Indiana Pacers, that one that went off the rim and then went in anyway. That was a close.
Yes.
That was the '98 playoffs.
Because Jordan was playing. he still got that shot anyway because he probably felt Jordan was going to be double teamed. But I want to ask you this. During that Jordan and LeBron James debate, who would you have picked as the better player who would win one-on-one? Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Michael Jordan.
He picked LeBron James. There is, to me, a sense of jealousy that he cannot get past with Jordan.
Maybe.
Now, you know right off the bat, everybody is picking Jordan over LeBron James. There's no doubt. No doubt. But Pippen, you chose LeBron James. Seriously. And LeBron James was in his prime. Darren, there was a sense of jealousy. That's just me and my personal opinion. I'm just running the podcast, so I'm just...
That is true. I wouldn't go past it. That's very true. That's very true. And I definitely keep that in mind. But right now, it's just that I didn't see any jealousy. I mean, absolutely, after they got through playing, there would probably be a ton of jealousy. But probably not right in that moment, in the heat of the moment, during the playoffs or anything like that. I don't think there was any sense of jealousy. If there was, he did a pretty damn good job of hiding it.
Recall, when you get time, just recall the game of the Bulls and the Knicks. I think it was in 94. No, not 94. Yeah, it was either 94 or I think it was 94.
What am I recalling?
Check it. Recall that game because that game was close. I think it was a regular season. I don't think it was the playoffs. But check any time of that 94 season. I think it was either the playoffs or the regular season. It was the game where Tony Coop coach hit the game with a shot. Pippen was upset because he didn't get that call to hit the game with a shot. He refused to he refused to go on the floor during those closing seconds. He sat in the bench.
I'll look that up and I'll let you know on the next podcast. I'm make sure I remember that and write that down and let you know.
Mm-hmm. Recall that.
All right. Real quickly, on this day in sports, I want to trigger your memory again. Not necessarily in a bad. You should know these right off the bat. There's no issue about this. But before I even get into that, let's just go back into history. Back in 1915, Chicago Cubs pitcher George "Zip" Zabel had the longest relief appearance in baseball history. He came into the game with 2 outs in the first inning and pitched the rest of the way of 19 innings.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Longest relief appearance in baseball history. He came into the game with 2 outs in the first inning and pitched the rest of that game with 19 innings.
It is so amazing. You hear that? That made me think about something else. 1962. In the NBA, the running for the MVP of the NBA, you had Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and I think Walt Frazier. These cats was putting up video game numbers, averaging 54 damn points, 25 rebounds. These are video game stuff, man. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
That's impressive. It really is. Mm-hmm. 3-point arc wasn't even existed.
Yeah.
And I bet you some of the things in baseball wasn't even invented.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
That was in 1915. Let's jump a ton of years ahead later. In 1970, Hank Aaron became the 9th player in MLB history to record 3,000 career hits. He was also the first player in MLB history to have 500 home runs and 3,000 hits.
Wow. Impressive.
9 years later, in 1979, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Chicago Cubs 23-22 in 10 innings. The two teams combined for 50 hits and 11 home runs.
Wow.
Here is your right off the bat quick quiz question. 1987. First, let's go back to now. I'm surprised you didn't put this out as an NBA headline. The Phoenix Suns won the draft pick in the NBA. The Phoenix Suns did.
I forgot to do it.
31 years ago, who won it? Any idea? Forget it. The San Antonio Spurs won the NBA draft lottery. Who did they pick that year? You better know who they picked.
Darrell.
David Robinson.
Darrell.
Number 1 pick overall. And lastly but not least, I'm just going to say this, and I hope you fill in the rest. 1995, on this day, what happened May 17th, 1995?
8.9 seconds?
No, that was May 9th. I'm sorry, May 7th. That was May 7th.
Oh, that was 10 days later. Okay.
Yep. That was 10 days later. 10 days later from Reggie Miller's 8.9 seconds left. Has nothing to do with the Indiana Pacers. But I give you this hint. In 1995, these two players showed up at an NBA Knicks-Pacers game, Game 5. What happened in 1995, 10 days later from that day?
Does it have to do with NBA?
Yeah. Clark
You ain't talking
Kellogg.
about. Oh, you ain't talking about Byron Scott's game winner. I mean, clutch goal shot.
Nope. Has nothing to do with the Indiana Pacers. Nothing to do with the Indiana
That has something to do with the Knicks.
Nope.
I was going to say, if that was the case, it would have been Ewing traveling his way to that basket.
Yeah, but no. 10 days later, they announced something. The NBA announced 2 in particular players.
Oh, yeah. The co-rookies of the year.
Jason Kidd of the Dallas Mavericks and Grant Hill of the Detroit Pistons were named co-rookies of the year.
And it was Game 7 that they showed up to. It was Game 7.
I thought it was Game 5.
That's why I was lost. It was Game 7. Because Magic Johnson was there.
It was Game 5 because Clark Kellogg was the one that announced them. It was Game 5. It was at Madison Square Garden.
Okay, so they must have showed up to Game 5 and Game 7 because they was at Game 7 also. Because it was them, Magic Johnson, Tom Brokaw,
yep,
Jerry Seinfeld,
yep.
And was it Ray Romano too?
I thought Michael Douglas showed up too.
Yeah, he showed up too. Michael Douglas was there also too. Yes, I remember that.
That's your day in sports, and that is Double Take Sports Court, presented by nobody.
Man. Yeah.
Now it's my turn.
So it's the Quiz-mania. It's our Quiz-mania. Back to it again. Before we actually get to Darren's thoughts on this, I'm going to repeat the question. Who would you like to see as an NBA coach? Of course, there was some interesting analysis I've seen from TNT Sports. So I'll just throw this out there. So you have Reggie Miller, C. Webb, Kenny the Jet, the Big Diesel, and the Big Refrigerator, Charles Barkley. Who would you choose between these 5? And trust me, these are not trash decisions. I'll tell you that now. These are some very interesting candidates, in my personal opinion.
They are, but they only limited to certain things. I thought Steve Kerr was only limited to certain things too, but to me, he still is. That's why Golden State don't have a good big man, which is my issue. Then you think about it, you got Reggie Miller, he's a shooter, that's it. You have Chris Webber, he's a great inside presence, that's it. You got Shaquille O'Neal, that's a great inside defensive player and offensive player, which fits in that role, but only as a big man. Then you have Charles Barkley. He has a little bit of almost everything. So I might have to pick Charles Barkley. Because he had a great presence inside, and he could shoot the hell out the ball, especially against Golden State. Can't forget
Yeah.
that game.
I still got to watch that game.
He broke every shot he hit.
He was killing them. Man, he was killing them.
He was hurt, though.
Yeah, he was hurting them, man. Hurting their feelings, man. The 3 TMCs, boy. He was tearing them up.
That was the Chris Mullen era.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. For me, there, I'm just going to be straight front with it. Like you said, Reggie Miller's a shooter. That's limited to 1. But of course, he won it off Mark Jackson's Peoples, and that shot it from there. C-Web, he's a good inside presence. He has the energy to boost up his team. Gone.
Except for the
Kenny, yes. Kenny the Jet Smith. I give him that for the saying he's a good shooter, and he can actually make a presence inside too. Gone. So, with that being said, with Barkley, not Barkley, I have to go with Shaq. And I'm going to tell you why I choose Shaq. Unlike Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley, Shaq got the triangle offensive experience. He can use that any time of the day.
I mean, I hate to break this to you, man. But do you think these cats know nowadays what the triangle offense is? Like, are you kidding me? Look at the New York.
He don't have to. Look, he don't have to. He don't have to. That's just my point. When you have experience like that, you can use certain things like the triangular offense to your advantage. You don't have to use it. You don't have to.
If that was the case, everybody should be a nominee.
No.
Yeah.
No, what? Creative mind. Creative mind. Phil Jackson.
Oh, so if you master the triangular offense, you can
No.
master anything?
No. What I was also saying is that he also had Phil Jackson as a coach that really has got into the head of him. Now, if Steve Kerr was on this list, it would be hard to choose between those two. Nothing against Reggie, Chris, and Kenny.
Well, like I said, my problem with Steve Kerr is that he don't have a great inside presence. That's why they don't have a good big man. I would not have picked Steve Kerr. I would not have picked Steve Kerr. The only reason why I picked Barkley is because the man, 1, know how to shoot the ball, and 2, know how to be an inside presence. Shaq has a hard time defending players on the perimeter. You need to be able to know how to do both. I'm picking Barkley.
Barkley don't know how to defend the post in the perimeter.
Yeah, better.
That was it.
Probably not better than Shaq, but I think he can do it good. Why do you think people say we have game styles like him? I hate to say that, but it's true to an extent.
Well, the way that we could just dribble the ball off the court.
On that's it.
Darren. Now, when we play ball, people say it on top, either when you was running the court or when I was running the court, we always ran fast breaks. That's all they said. Man, these cats got a personality like Charles Barkley. Now, yes, even though that we probably bricked majority of our 3-pointers, but that just shows, yes, we do have, kind of like that basketball personality of Charles Barkley. But it was mostly when we ran fast breaks. Mainly.
I would still pick Barkley. It just fits better to me. Barkley just fit better. Don't get me wrong. I like Shaq. He could be a great big man coach. But Shaq probably would be good because then everybody would be good inside the paint.
Right. Exactly. But you still got to have that mixture combination of, both balanced offense and defense and being able to be that.
But then I forgot about but see, here's the thing with Shaq. They play all inside. Shaq can go and pass the ball in the inside like he did with the Orlando Magic. That's how
right.
Good with Penny Hardaway and Dennis Scott.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah. That's absolutely true. But Wouldn't mind seeing Shaq as an NBA coach, and plus there'd probably be a different aspect as a coach. Just being honest, it'd be very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be totally different from how everybody else would coach.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there. So that is the Quiz-mania, folks. Of course, if you want to participate as usual, hit us up on our social media sites using the hashtag Quiz-mania. All right. Final thoughts. Darren, you got anything for final thoughts?
Really quick. Something that annoyed me on my way home from work. I realized I had to run to the store and grab me, something to eat on before starting this. Get inside the grocery store. What do you think is the first thing that annoys me when I walk in there?
Too many crowded people.
Annoys me. It drives me up a wall. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
And you know what's funny about that? You say that. I happened to watch a segment with Shaq. He was talking about that he's a Walmart shopper and he likes to do it at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely. It is the best time in the world to do it.
Yeah. He does it then.
When I see them lines backed all the way up towards the aisles, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Here's the bad part about it. Right around the corner from me, they did remodeling. You haven't been in there since they remodeled.
Right.
They remodeled it just because of the race.
How come they couldn't do it the other time?
They gonna keep it like that, but that's the main reason why they remodeled.
Well, they should have did that a long time ago.
Darrell.
I'm sorry, they should have.
And they should have, but it's driving me nuts because now I can't find half the stuff that I usually can find. It's driving me nuts. It took me 10 minutes to get in and out of that store. 10 minutes. It usually takes me a minute and a half to 2. It took me 10 minutes to get out there. 10 minutes. It drove me nuts. 10 minutes.
You know what? If I was able to share what I was able to share on my iPad to this, but since I'm on the Chromebook, I'm not able to share it. But I happened to share on Facebook a picture of how men and women shop. It was a diagram of a store, and it had like about 10, 15 aisles on it.
Have it. You can send it to me, and I can share it.
Yes, I believe I do. I don't remember if I saved it to my gallery or not.
Probably did.
That's what I don't remember. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'll send it to you on Dropbox. That's what I'll do.
Oh, Dropbox. Just send it to me on Hangouts.
Okay, I'll send it on Hangouts. Hey. Ooh. But yeah, this was and it cracked me up because I had to share it because it was funny to me because it showed how men versus women on how they shop. You're saying, it took you 10 minutes to,
which drives me nuts because I should have been out there.
Yeah, and that was the funny part. So it made me think about it. That's why that came along, but that was way before you experienced anything, any of this. So that I thought that was interesting.
Did you send it?
Yeah. There you go.
I'm actually liking this.
Yeah. So when it comes up, this is what you see. This is men versus women and how they shop. So when it does come up, this is what you see.
What's going on?
Man, what's going on?
Wow. Let's try this one more time. There you go.
There it is. That's how men do shopping, and that's how women do shopping. All right. Probably 6 hours.
I'm like, I'm not doing all of that. You get me in a straight line in the store and a beeline right out the store.
Beeline right out the store.
I mean, beeline too. Right. It just drives me nuts. Took me forever because I couldn't find half the stuff I was looking for.
I know. But that's what's so funny part because Shaq was telling his story. He was telling the story when he moved to Phoenix on how he spent 70 grand in one day. He had just got traded to Phoenix, and he went to Walmart. Of course, he went and got everything. Socks, underwear, t-shirts, TVs, knives, utensils, everything he got. Okay, and so he went to go check out. He goes, he checks out. Card decline. All right. So I did my little magic. Tried it again. And declined again. So I'm like, all right, hold on here. I'll be right back. So, of course, he had to call a credit card company. And it's like, yeah, my stuff's been denied. I'm like, oh, no, Shaq, man, did you see? Somebody been trying to steal your credit card. They trying to spend $7,000. Nah, man, that's me. Let that shit go. I'll spend the 70 grand, huh? Okay. And boom! New resident of Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah. I thought that was a very funny story. It was so funny. So yeah, that was funny. But yeah. All right. I don't have none either, so let's be that. I thought I did, but I don't. I'll share what I need to share. But if there's nothing else, we can wrap this up and get on out of here.
Let's do it.
All right, that ends another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Oh, finally, I can finally say something I remember. How you feel about today? Well, if y'all had watched the audio earlier, there was things I had to cut myself. I was like, ooh, I can't say that. I don't even know what to say. So I just come up and just straight up end it in a different way.
Yeah.
But, of course, if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, you just comment on the comment section as usual. Of course, we're on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You hit us up there. You can ask us anything in particular. Anything that doesn't have to be sports. If you like them, of course, we'll share them on the next recording. YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And, of course, we're on iTunes, podcast app, however you want to call it. Just download our episodes there. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren is on the opposite side. All right, catch you guys on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, and has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement. That's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And, of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you would like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.